Hi guys, good afternoon. My name is Julia Vaca and I'm a realtor in the DMV, the District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. And here I am today to educate you on how to open a self-directed IRA. I have so what is a self-directed IRA? As the name says, self-direction means for you to be able to decide what can you buy with your retirement plan, pretty much. As we can see here, only 2% of the people in the United States have or know about self-directed IRAs. Self-directed IRAs were introduced in the 70s and they were refined on the late 90s. Self-directed IRAs are alternative investments, meaning you invest on anything other than stocks. They're legally designed the same as IRAs, meaning it could be a traditional IRA, it could be a Roth IRA, but pretty much you as the owner of the self-directed IRA can decide what to invest on. Self-direction, as I said, means that you are the one who decides through your custodian what you want to invest. And so who are these custodians and how do you open a self-directed IRA? So here we have that you can roll over an existing 401k or you can open a new account. They all have different fees depending on the amount of your portfolio or the annual fees, or both, actually. So here we're just examining who are these people. These custodians are quasi banks. They're throughout the US, some in Ohio, some in different states. And they are, their role is just to hold your portfolio without actually giving you direct advice. Some names of custodians are here in the slide, and we can see the different custodians that there are at least like between 15 and 20. The most recognizable names: Equity Trust, IRA Club, IRA Financial, Newbie Trust, Broker Dollar, Quest, and there are many others. Some of them offer free training as a marketing device. They talk about different things that you can invest, or how they teach you how to invest in different topics. For example, how to invest in notes, how to invest in doing flips. All of this has to be done either passively meaning through a third person, or it could be done directly, but following the IRS rules. As we can see also what, according to the IRS, what are the things that you can invest on your self-directed IRA. You can invest on precious metals. You can invest on Bitcoins. You can invest in real estate, either residential, multifamily. And we have, as we said, residential real estate, commercial real estate notes, promissory notes, LLC and corporations, tax liens in different states, in Texas, in Illinois. There are companies that they just do this for their clients, and they're very lucrative deals. They're livestock, they're foreign currencies, they're precious metals, the cryptocurrency, oil and gas. This is all this list. It's given by the IRS, the things that you can invest. And the things that you cannot invest, any collectibles, any life insurance. At the end of this presentation, there is a link to the IRS list publications, so you can see what are the prohibited transactions and also the people that they can help you invest. Here we have what are the traditional IRAs. As we said, this is actually legally is designed the same way as your 401k. So you can actually have a traditional IRA where you invest your money, and then when you take out the money, you are taxed. Or you can have a Roth IRA where you are actually not taxed, and then it will never be taxed until the end of it will never be taxed. It's called Roth IRA. But there's solo IRAs that they're good for people that own their own businesses. And as we said before, how do people, investors, how do investors use this self-directed IRAs to either grow their pensions or their after they roll it over. Roll it over means just when you have the money to put it in any of these custodians, and they either look for a company that rehabs flips in Georgia, in Ohio, in different places. Some do it in some parts of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, some in Florida. So some offer returns from 5 to 15%. There are different companies out there. Some other people decide they want to do a flip, but as long as they don't fix it themselves, just because you have to adhere to the IRS guidelines, then this is a transaction that we have to obey the IRS guidelines. So what are the advantages of this SDRAs? We have the tax benefits. We have the fair taxes, meaning you invest on it, and at some point you will, as you will be taking the money or rolling from a traditional IRA to a Roth IRA, you will be deferring your taxes. Or if you already decide you want a Roth IRA, then you will never pay taxes on your self-directed money. You also have the choice of where to invest. When they say the choice of where to invest, they mean it's different from putting your money on the stock market. You can invest. They usually advise you to invest on something that you have, something that you really know about, whatever that is. Either it's real estate, if it's oil and gas, if it's telephone towers. There's a whole array of things that you can invest of, but they advise you that because most of these investments are not FDIC, so you need to know what you invested and the company that you invested with. It has to be vetted, but you have to do that work. The custodian will not do that work for you, but you know what? They're very good. They're very good companies out there where they help you get good returns. So as we said, there's tax benefits of owning an SDRA. You have a choice of deciding where is the money going. You're taking control. This was designed so that, opposed to the stock market, where sometimes you have no control and people have lost some parts of their retirement to the stock market. In this way of investing, the self-direction, you decide what companies you want to invest, and it's more if you educate yourself. You also have somehow the custodians, a group of investors, or groups of people that once you're researching this topic and once you go to their meetings, you will realize that there's a whole industry out there, people, companies. Some are hedge funds, some are capital companies in Texas, in Georgia, in Ohio. They invest wherever the residential homes are not that expensive. And so there's an opportunity for you to come in with a third company, and they will help you make between probably 8 to 15% in half a year or a little bit more than that. So it's very good. It's a matter of educating yourself. And then we have the custodian, the quasi-bank organization is going to report to the IRS. and let them know that what are you doing, and that they are the ones holding, and your IRA is doing the transaction on you. So that way, this is not, it's not taxable, meaning it's not you doing it, but you're following the IRS, and the custodians are there to actually make sure that you're following the rules, and they educate you in how to avoid its mistakes. The In this slide, for example, we have some of prohibited transactions. What are these prohibited transactions according to the IRS? The IRS is the one doing the rules and telling you how to set this up in the name your for a business, or you put you establish your IRA, you self-directed IRA, and they actually give you the rules of the things you can invest and how to do it right, so that that you remain within the guidelines, and then you're not punished by the IRS. And also because that there's a way, if you follow the rules, this could be a really good return that you could get. 15% is really high. So here, for example, we have what are prohibited transactions in an IRA. We have here that the account owner uses the IRA to buy a rental home. If mistakes are avoided, the IRA helps fund accounts owners' retirements. You're renting, you should not be renting to certain relatives. You should not be fixing it yourself. They're very harsh on this rule. And then also, you should not be paying with your own personal funds, meaning the funds that you use will have to come from your own self-directed IRA, and your custodian is the one who'll be sending the money directly to them without you touching the money. And so, because otherwise, as we see here at the bottom, the IRS loses that favor status, and you want to avoid that. And this actual graph comes from Equity Trust, which is one of the custodians, the custodian firm. Here also we have the disqualified individuals. They have rules about what not to do, as we said in this slide, not to fix it yourself, not to have people that are your relatives use it, and not to pay with your own funds, right? So you don't lose the status. And also the IRS have this list of disqualified individuals that the line of people that they should not be involved in this transaction, which is your children or your grandchildren or people that are around you in your first line. And so here, just to the end of this, we'll see some definitions, some additional resources if you guys want to see. In summary, the self-directed IRAs are not very well known, but it's a whole niche of investment that you can use to actually grow up your retirement. If we follow the guidelines, the IRS guidelines, even though there's a little bit of a learning curve in understanding how to make this transaction right, through your custodian and through you doing your own due diligence, you will learn that there's a lot of companies out there that can help you grow up your retirement funds using this tool, the self-directed IRAs, tax-free or tax-deferred, and you can could really benefit from it. And out there, as I said, all these companies that offer training, free training, these companies right here, Equity Trust, IRA Club, IRA Financial, they're all creating a newbie trust. They have all trainings in different topics, and some have even happy hours where you can meet other investors. So there's a whole world out there of, people that do this for a living that can help you. And you can also grow up your retirement so that you could benefit from having either tax defer or tax free retirement, doing it the right way. In a I would say a good range of years will be between 5 and 10 years. You could probably triple, quadruple your income. And so there's a whole board there of people that can do that. There's some free resources here. Self Directed Prohibited Transactions, the IRS website. And just finally, this is me. I'm a realtor in licensed in Maryland, DC, and Virginia. I would love to help you either by telling you if you want to open a self-directed IRA and you don't know how to begin, or if you want to buy, sell, or invest in real estate in any of the states that I'm licensed. I would love to help you. Here is my email and my phone number, and I'd love to. It's easier if you email me, but I would love to help you in any way I can. And I hope you enjoy this small video and that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you.